presented by Caltech.
Do you remember when you were a little kid and you would get a brand new box of crayons and they would be perfect, sharpened, whole, beautifully wrapped, and then you would start to color and you'd have too much excitement or maybe just put too much pressure or something and it would snap. And that was devastating. You couldn't use it if it wasn't perfect. But a lot of things in life aren't perfect, and that's perfectly okay and normal. When I skipped my first meal, I didn't realize the consequences of my decision. I thought it was just one meal, one day, then I'd lose weight and get back to normal. Things are not that simple. One day turned into 1 week, and then 2 weeks, and so on. And I would reach my goal weight, and then set a new goal. Because each time I looked in the mirror, I thought I was fat and ugly and undeserving of love. So I decided to skip more meals and avoid more foods, including my favorites: peanut butter, chocolate, even ice green tea. And I blacked out. I couldn't concentrate, couldn't sleep, and even just walking made me dizzy. But if you were looking for the usual red flags, they weren't there. I was a 4.0 GPA student. I was active in science club, math club, Latin club, and I volunteered at my church every weekend, ran cross country, and continued to play volleyball. I was the perfect student. But what you couldn't see were the meals that I threw away. The anguish of being so hungry but unwilling to eat. And the unwavering self-hatred. With each pound I lost, a portion of myself vanished. And when my teachers and friends and family finally realized that I was not okay, they didn't know how to help me. Anytime that they did try to help me, I was convinced by my flawed anorexic logic that they were simply jealous. And even when I knew I was sick, I still thought that I wanted to be pretty and didn't care that I was dying. So I pushed away the few people that I loved, thrusting myself into utter loneliness. I soon became suicidal and began to cut myself in an attempt to gain control over my pain. I would spend night after night crying, which was honestly a lot better than dreaming of ways to kill myself. June 22nd, 2014 marks the worst point of my life. I took 20 pills hoping that I would die and at last be free from the prison that I had built around myself. But as you can see, I survived. Yay. I was completely broken. And I just want to say, never do this to yourself. You will never be happy or satisfied with how you look. Your goal weight will drop until you can't find clothes that fit. Your body will hate you. You'll become skinny and then too skinny, looking like a skeleton until you become one. That just got really dark. But it's true. With eating disorders, you have two options: recovery and death. And recovery sucks. Eating again is so hard. I don't know what's the normal amount to eat. I'm always afraid of eating too much, too little, too healthy, or too unhealthy. Even working with a nutritionist, it took me almost a year to learn the skills of intuitive eating. Physically, my digestive system does not function as well as it should, and among other medical problems, I have gastroesophageal reflux disease, or GERD, which just sounds so lovely. I was experiencing happiness and self-confidence for the first time in forever. And I wish that my story could end here, but I'm not that lucky. About a year ago, I started drowning in the overwhelming sea of Caltech stress, which I'm sure my fellow students can easily imagine, and I relapsed. And I would wake up each morning and begin a cycle of binging and purging that would continue until I fell asleep. Without food to fuel my brain, I would not be able to concentrate, pay attention in class, or interact with my friends. I would spend hours on the floor in the corner of my room crying. A few weeks ago, finally realizing that I had lost control of my life, I reached out for help, and I'm now working with a counseling center at Caltech and a psychiatrist off campus to get back on track. Recovery is one of the hardest decisions that I have ever made, but I want to win. My life is worth it because broken crayons still color.